Hey friends, it's Dwight. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day and a great start to the weekend. I'm going to do a painting today on a 24 by 36 canvas, and most likely it's going to be a colander pour. And if you've seen my more recent videos, I've done a couple of videos that are pretty much almost like a monochromatic pour, or very neutral in the color choices. Those were done on purpose. Somebody told me recently that designers and even interest in the public at certain galleries are liking sort of this monochromatic neutral tones, not always bright and flashy. So I was sort of testing that palette out. I'm going to be doing that again today with sort of golds and coppers. There's a little bit of orange in there, rose gold, sort of all in the same family, and we'll see how that goes today. And I'm also going to use some white because I need some white sometimes to define the layers between the different colors, also to brighten the paints up, especially if those on top of it are semi-transparent. So I'm going to put this all together in just a moment, and I'll show you all these colors. Now, instead of using bigger cups like the 8-ounce cups that I usually use, I'm going to be using 4-ounce cups. So I have 7 4-ounce cups, 1 8-ounce cup, and then my 24-ounce cup I'm going to be using with black dump paint. Okay, hold on just a second here, and I'll show you the paints. Hey friends, here I am with all my paints mixed up. I told you I was going to have quite a bit. As you see them laid out here is pretty much the order I'm going to pour them, the colors at least. The white is going to go on the bottom, and then I think I'm going to put some white in between this gold and the copper. So I'm using a lot of different, sort of different colors, but they all kind of go together. And I think this is going to be sort of a neutral, sort of, not necessarily monochromatic. I'm putting the darker colors down here on top, so we'll see how that plays. So right here I've got Rose Quartz, and that's Extreme Sheen by Deco Arts. That is, what is that? Oh, that's Rose Gold, and that is by Folk Art. And then I have Venetian Gold, Deco Arts. Then I have Folk Art 24 Karat Gold. And then I have Copper by Liquitex Basics. And then I have Fire Opal, which is by Folk Art. And then last but not least, I have Royal Ruby. I need to write that down before I do this. And they're all mixed with 1 part paint, 2 to 3 parts Floetrol, a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium, and water. Now my white down here is is Artist Loft, soft body white, mixed the same way as all of these. But my black is Artist Loft Soft Body Black, and it's mixed with 1 part paint, 3 to 4 parts Floetrol, a little bit more, a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium, and water to help thin that down to the right consistency. A question I often get, which I'm going to do in a moment here, is why do I paint my edges and corners? I do it mostly because my paints are thin, and when they're coming off the edge, I don't want white canvas showing. Also, since I paint it right before I do the pour, the surface on the edges and corners are a little bit tacky, so the paint will stick. Okay, I'm going to double check the consistencies of my paint. I'll go ahead and paint the corners and edges, and we'll get started. Hey guys, I'm back for the first walkthrough. It's still wet, and I really am happy the way the colors came through. I was kind of concerned that, I don't know, like that pink seemed to take over. I put that on the bottom because I thought it would get swallowed up, but I think there seems to be more pink than some of the other colors, and I'm glad that you can see the different colors because I also was worried that once I poured it, it looked like they all blended in. So what I've learned in doing colander pours is that even if I'm using the same color, say if I have different shades of blue or whatever, it works well if you have a dark shade in there. So I had the copper and I had the royal ruby, and I switched up the order halfway through and put the royal ruby in. I was going to do that last, but I'm glad I put it in when I did. So I'll move in a little bit here, show you some of the pearls cells. Like you can see sort of the pink through here. And again, that was extreme sheen, and extreme sheen typically will give me some really cool cells when I mix them with other paints. So my negative space is really cool. I got nice round cells and pearls. Yeah, I mean, if it dries exactly like this, I don't think I'm going to do anything to it. The edges are starting to dry. You can kind of see the, see if I can focus there for you. Yeah, you can kind of see the texture of the canvas coming through. So again, I think I said it, in the segment before I started doing this pour, when I sort of did introduction, that, I have been lucky enough to work with the Highlandtown Gallery here in Baltimore, and they have been showing my art. I've got some paintings on the wall, and I've sold a couple recently, which has been fantastic. But at the same time, I was talking to the owner. Her name is Felicia, and she was telling me about how neutrals and sort of monochromatic colors are sort of coming back in. So as you can see, I've got a lot of color, And so I've done a couple of these sort of monochromatic tone-on-tone type paintings. And so this is what we have for today. So I'm going to let it dry overnight. It is Friday, and I will hopefully be able to show you tomorrow. I'm going to be busy tomorrow, but I should be able to get in here and take a peek first thing. And then, yeah, I think everything should be okay. Cool. Okay, that's enough. So guys, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the notes below, or you can email me at dwightpours@yahoo.com. Okay, talk to you real soon. Hold on, and we'll look at the dry results. Hey guys, I'm back. It is Saturday morning, and here is the dried end result. Nothing changed overnight. Thank goodness it dried just as it looked yesterday. Remember, I usually use a lot of metallics, so when I varnish this, it's going to pop a little bit more. But yeah, so it's all dried. I think it turned out pretty cool. I love the effect. I love the negative space in there. Those cells retained their color, which I'm very happy with, so I'm not going to go in and I'm not going to dot any of those. Just going to leave it as is. That's a surprise, isn't it? So one of the things I like about this is I've talked before about your paintings. Your paintings need a place for your eyes to rest, meaning there has to be some interest and some composition. It's really important. So usually, because of the way I pour, when you pour the black paint into the puddle, it has the colors disperse a little bit. So that's why you have a negative space. Now, to be honest with you, you gotta try something different next time. But the negative space ends up here for me because of the way I tilt. What I typically do is go off this corner, this corner, this corner, and that corner. You can do it any way you want. And I've done it over the years that way as well. So I think what I'm gonna do for the next couple of paintings is tilt it differently. So the placement of the negative space could be over here, or in the middle. It just depends. So I'm just keeping that in mind. Somebody asked me about that the other day, and I just responded saying, it's just the way I do it. You kind of get into a habit. And sometimes I have the intention of tilting differently, but what ends up happening is that once I get started, I kind of forget because I'm just excited about doing the pour, and there we have it. Okay, friends, that's it for today. I'm still on the search for a large canvas. I went to Michael's, and because they keep having canvas sales, I can't find any larger canvases, at least at the Michael's that's near my house. So I'm going to travel a little bit farther to a Michael's that usually is well stocked, and I'm going to go for 36 by 36. I'm going to do the same kind of pour with a lot of different colors. I still have some leftover colors of this type of color, and I have some electric blue I want to use. Anyway, it should be fun. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you real soon.